Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this week's training for Team Ignite. We have just a couple more weeks here before the holidays, and then I am going to restart these trainings again next year, at least for the first couple months, and it's still going to remain on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But what I'm hoping to do for next year is to have more people wanting to contribute so that it's not just me doing the training every week, so that we have a little bit more about just different people talking, because really I'm sure you guys are kind of sick of hearing my voice all the time. So if anybody is willing to help me out and do some of the trainings with me, we can come up with topics together, and I would love to just get more people involved. So shoot me an email or send me a Facebook message or a text if you're somebody that would like to contribute next year to these weekly trainings. I would love it. So this week we are going to be talking about preferred customers versus distributors, what the difference is between them, about different languages and options to use for signing them up, and the timing on how when you sign people up in the different systems that Longevity has, how they show up in our back offices. So first off, preferred customers. I want to talk about them for a few minutes. Preferred customers still join our team, even though in our previous life we didn't consider customers being part of our team. In Longevity, a preferred customer is part of your group. So they do join your team. They join for zero cost. There's no expense for them to join. And they don't need to enter a Social Security number into the system because they are not being paid commission. So they sign up for free. They're connected to you. And you can kind of think of it as, instead of your previous customers having to make sure that they were on your personal website when they ordered, these people are connected to you forever the first time that they sign up. So whenever they order, you're automatically going to be connected to them. They do enjoy the product at a 30% discount off of the wholesale prices just for being a preferred customer, which costs them nothing. And they get a free website to share with their friends and family. So every preferred customer does have a Longevity website. They set that up when they join. They're not going to earn any commissions on the sales from that website, but they do have a website to share with. And what happens is anybody that they share with, those commissions roll up to you. So this is part of the conversation and how we can work with the preferred customers, is explaining how that works. So they get the website to share with their friends and family. They pay nothing to become a preferred customer. They're getting a 30% discount off of the wholesale prices. They don't count in your structure for your rank. So that's important to remember, that when you look at the compensation plan, there's certain things that you have to have in place in order to rank promote. And those include IMDs or JIMDs, or as you get higher up in the ranks, SEMDs. And those are your titles. And a preferred customer has a rank of PCUST, P customer, and that rank does not count in any one of the levels of your structure. They do, however, count for the volume that helps you to reach your rank level. So they're really important to have, because we all need more volume in order to reach the different rank qualifications. So those preferred customers do help you reach that qualifying volume for your group. Their orders are all fully commissionable to you, the same as a distributor on your team. So you're getting the exact same amount of commission when somebody signs up as a preferred customer or when they sign up as a distributor. And they can be placed anywhere in your downline team. So they are fully placeable. They look like they're right on your front line when somebody joins. But just know that they remain at that exact same rank, PCUST, regardless of what volume they put in. So they could be ordering $250 a month, and they are never going to be an IMD. They're never going to rank promote to an RMD. Nothing changes for them. They don't receive any commission from anything. Anyone that buys on their structure, they just basically are ordering, and you're getting the benefit of their orders. Cassie's saying I'm fading in and out. Is everybody else able to hear me okay? Text in there if I'm fading in and out for anybody else. Okay. All right, everyone else is saying they hear me okay, Kathy. Sorry. All right. Okay. So moving on to a distributor. So the distributor, you all know, joins the team either as a CEO or for $10. And they do have to enter their Social Security number. And they have to enter that because they're going to receive a paycheck, hopefully, from the company, and they have to have your Social Security number in order to cut you a paycheck. So they receive the same product at the same 30% off wholesale price discount. They receive that same website for free. The difference is that they are able to earn commissions up to 30% on the sales from their website, where the preferred customers don't earn anything. And these distributors do count in your rank for your structure because they can rank promote to IMD, JIMD, IMD, RMD, and so forth. Their orders count just like the preferred customers in your group qualifying volume, and their orders are fully commissionable to you, and they can be placed anywhere in your downline team. So just a quick snapshot of the similarities and differences between the two, just so that you can, kind of get it straight in your head. So on the left, we have the T customer, and on the right, we have the distributor. And the things in black are different, and the things in white are the same. You can kind of see that the difference is one of them pays, one of them doesn't to join, and one of them earns money, one of them doesn't. And then one of them counts in your structure for rank promotions, and the other one doesn't. The rest of it, they are the same. They're fully commissionable. They're all placeable. All of their orders count in your overall volume. They both get group websites. They both get personal websites, and they both enjoy the discounted price structure. And this is the same for heritage makers as well when people join the Gold Club, the Silver, the Bronze. Exactly the same thing. It's not like previously where if you paid that extra, if you paid the $10 as a distributor, you received an extra bonus with Club. That went away with the integration of the two systems. So now our preferred customers or our distributors receive the exact same benefits when they join a club or when they put in an auto ship on Youngevity. So I hope that kind of clears up what the difference is between the two. If anybody has any questions, type them in the thing, and I'll see. Somebody's saying turn my volume up, so hopefully I'm turning my Bluetooth up, and you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. Okay, does anybody have any questions about the difference between preferred customers or distributors? All right, looks like you guys got it. Okay, so now you kind of understand the difference. I want you guys to think about when you meet this new person, what category they fall into, because this is a question we get all the time. People that are worried because people are wanting to join their team as preferred customers, or how can I get them to join my team as a distributor? So I want to talk through some of this. So first off, I hope you all remember that the choice is ultimately up to them. You're going to offer these different opportunities, and they get to choose what's right for them. It's not up to us to choose what's right for them. It's up to us to educate them so that they can make the best decision that works for themselves. So first off, in my opinion, the way that I do this is I want them to fall in love with the product. I want them to love the product so much that they want to share the product. And sometimes they have to start out as a customer to love the product. Other times people, love them right out the door and they're ready to go. But sometimes they have to make that transition from being a customer into being a distributor, and it could take a day, it could take a week, it could take 3 years. I mean, you never know how long it's going to take somebody to finally decide, but you want them to fall in love with the product, and then you want to discuss the business opportunity so that they know it's an option. Even if it's somebody who you think is never going to ever want to sell anything, you still need to have that conversation to let them know that the opportunity is out there, because more times than not, people are thinking in their head, can I do this? I wonder if this is something that's going to work for me. But they are never going to verbalize it to you because they're petrified that you're going to, pounce and attack if they even give you the slightest, notion that they might be interested in it. So you just share with confidence and tell them what the opportunities are, and then you work through it with them. So offer up the different choices. You have the opportunity to purchase these products as a customer. You have the opportunity to purchase these products as a distributor and share the products with people and receive a referral fee, or you have the opportunity to build a business and receive a commission check. And the reason that I call it a referral fee and like that second option is because if you have somebody who is just going to share the products with 3 or 4 people, they're not going to make a bunch of money. And that is one of the reasons why people get so frustrated in this business, is because they think that some magic's going to happen if they buy $150 worth of products and they have 3 people that are ordering $50 and they suddenly think they're going to get a paycheck that's going to pay their mortgage. That isn't how multi-level marketing works. That's not how direct sales works. That's not how any job works. You might get $20 from those orders, and that's great. That's like a little thank you referral fee. That's like, getting a coupon at, a reward from a store for being a loyal shopper. So that's how I position it for that second level of person. You're either going to be somebody who wants to purchase the products because you love them, or you're going to be somebody who's going to share with some people, but you're not really interested in selling the products. You don't care if you make $1,000 in a month. You just are happy if you get that $20 or $50 check. It's helping you to buy your products for a cheaper cost, and so you'll share here and there with people. And then that third person is the one that really says, no, I need to make my car payment with this business, or I have to do this in order to have extra money to go on vacations every year, or whatever it is. Those are the people that are going to really be running the business. So those are the 3 options that you have to kind of keep in your head as you're talking to new people. I know that all 3 of those are very important and very valuable to the success of your business. Really, no one is more important than the other. I know we all think that, like, recruiting people is the #1. We want business builders, but of course we do. But that isn't the only route to get to our goal, because so many of the customers that fall in love with this switch their gears a year from now or 6 years from now or whenever it happens, and all of a sudden they're in a position where they go, wow, I have this great product. Maybe it's time for me now. It's the season of my life where I could sell this product. So they're all just as important to your business. So here is a little bit of the language that I would use, and I'm going to talk through the different kinds of personalities, because I know you've all had these conversations and maybe you haven't known how to handle them. And I think this is like one of the most important keys to success in being a leader in this business, is being able to know how to read people. That's like such a key in multi-level marketing and network marketing and direct sales, is to be able to have a conversation with somebody and know, oh boy, they look like they're petrified that I'm going to like pounce on them right now. This is not a conversation I should have. So really, when you're talking to the person, you can tell if somebody's hesitant or they feel uneasy about multi-level marketing. Maybe they've already told you that they don't like multi-level marketing, or it's a pyramid scheme, or they use all these terms that that they're really negative on it, but they love the product that you have to offer. So, that person might tell you that they just wanted to try the product and they don't want anything to do with sales, multi-level marketing. They look like they're about to run out the door if you even suggest anything more. So you got to take a breath, step back, and just realize it's fine for them to be a preferred customer. It's totally okay. Let them shop, let them love the products, and let them be a part of your group. I mean, this is these are the people that we welcome in. They're the ones that are going to help with our group volume. You're going to help them with their health, with their scrapbooking, whatever it is. It's totally okay. Now help them feel comfortable that they're not being hunted, and that you just want them to find the right products that are going to fit their needs, and make them feel accepted instead of being the exception. I've been hearing a lot of people saying things like, everybody pays the $10, and it's true. Most people do pay the $10, but don't make them feel bad if they don't want to do that. I mean, it's their choice, ultimately. They should be able to decide what they want to do. And, the most important thing, and I can't just stress enough, that you will see this person again, and you'll have more opportunities to share. So don't act like this is, it's now or never. They have to do it right this second. You're going to see this person again. Make sure that you do. Schedule appointments so that you can follow up and see how the products work for them. Invite them to another event. You'll have other opportunities. And then if they have lost some weight, or if they're feeling, their joints are feeling better, or maybe they finished that great big storybook that they've been working on and they've had some successes, they might be much less willing to run if you talk about the business to them. So that's kind of that person number one. And the second person is the person that's really comfortable with you, that trusts you, that's been, maybe been a loyal friend or a family member or somebody that you're pretty comfortable with, and they aren't that person that you're going to, scare to death if you talk about multi-level marketing. But they tell you, hey, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not interested in selling anything. I love the product, and yeah, sure, I could share it with here and there with people, but I don't want to try and earn an income, and I don't have time to invest in one more thing. I'm really busy with my job. I don't want to be a salesperson. And you all know we've that person time and time again. And I'll tell you the honest to goodness truth, they are interested. They're interested. They're just afraid to tell you that. They may have been burned before, right? They may have tried another business and it didn't work for them. They may know people who tried multi-level marketing and didn't succeed. They're just scared. They're scared to try, and most of the time it's because they don't want to fail. So they're telling you, I'm not a salesperson, to let you know that they're not confident in the skill set that they have. They're telling you that they're, too busy to invest in one more thing because they want you to know that they might not have enough time, or they might think that this takes more time than they have. And they're giving you these warning signals, but they're not shutting you down, because back in the far crevice of their brain, they really are interested. They're just unsure. So this is the person that you really want to put at ease and let them know it's okay for them to choose just to purchase the product as a preferred customer. There's nothing wrong with that if that's all you want to do. However, and this is the thing that I normally say to people, if you fall in love with the product and you decide that you want to share your free website with some of your friends and family, if any one of those people chooses to buy something from you, you're going to be paid a referral fee for that. It's really just a little $10 investment, and you're going to be paid a referral fee for that. So, you might make $20 a month, and that's just going to help you pay for your product. There's no sales quota, there's no inventory, so there's nothing for you to lose except that $10, and chances are you're going to make that back with one person ordering something random from you in the next year. So it's a really casual conversation for them. If there's somebody that tells you, I don't know, maybe I'll share with a couple of people, but it's really, I'm not in it for the business. So once you have this conversation with them, this is the person that totally could turn around and turn into a business builder for you once they decide, you know what, okay, I'll try it and I'll share with a few people. Then you have the conversation for them to set up that sharing in a really structured way so that they have some success right out the gate. Because the more success they have, the more likely those people are going to be to want to do it again. And their confidence is going to get built up. And this is one of the most important things in this business. I mean, I can remember 12 years ago when I first started, and my husband used to tell me all the time, or he would ask me, he'd say, like, why do you only share this with people that you know are going to do it? Like, I would look for the person that was like the most unconfident, like somebody who would be to buy the stuff. I would always look for people that wouldn't challenge me. Like anybody that would go like, oh, okay, she knows more than I do, so she'll do it. Like, I would never want that challenge to try and talk to anybody else about the business, because I didn't want anybody to try and tell me I was wrong, or I didn't want to fail is, what it came down to. So I would look for, I used to say the easy target, but I hate to say that because it sounds terrible. But you know what I mean. I would never like share this with anybody that, certainly not somebody that I thought was like a professional business person, because I thought for sure they would tell me I was crazy. But now, after doing this for this many years, and I've built the confidence up in myself and just in the product, and in knowing people that have made this be such an amazing opportunity, that I'm not afraid to tell anybody about it. And I think people can really see the confidence. You have to have the confidence. So what gets you to have that confidence is success. So the more that you have success, and I'm not saying you have to make $1 million to be confident, I'm saying you have to have people that go, oh my gosh, this product is really working for me. Oh my gosh, I feel really good about this. Or wow, I do love this. So every one of the people that messages me, that gives me their testimonial that some different product works, just builds on that success feeling that you have, like, oh, this is a great thing. This is working. I did help that family. And then you're able to share it with more people. So giving those new team members that feeling is what's going to have them go out there to share again and again and again. So then that third person, and the one that we all, hope we meet constantly, is the person that tells you they want to run a business and wants to get started right from the get-go. And for this person, right away you want to go to the CEO pack because that's the best option, and you want to explain why to them. If they say they can't afford the CEO pack, you need to discuss it with them. If they had come to you and said that they want to build a business, there's no saying that they can't afford it. I mean, that's just not an option. If they truly told you they want to be a business builder, maybe they need time to get the funds together. That's perfectly, acceptable. I mean, lots of people don't have an extra $500 sitting around, so, maybe it's just an excuse because they're nervous or they're not sure. They got cold feet when they saw the $4.99 price tag. But either way, those people could join for the $10 and they can upgrade once they start to see that this is working. But most of the time, at least for me, the last probably 10 people that I've run into, and I'm not even exaggerating, when I've talked to them, after we passed the whole rush of the consultants that came in from Creative Memories, and I started meeting real people outside of my circle of Creative Memories people, most of the time when they said, I want to build a business, they have looked at me and said, just tell me what I should do. Or they said, what did you choose? Or what do you recommend? They don't have a preconceived notion of what they should get. They have no idea. They're looking at us as leaders for guidance to tell them. And to always, always, always say the CEO Mega Pack. It's the best value and the best option for business building. So I just want to remind you that a year ago when I first came in, and I swear they told me these exact same words, like I heard Billy Andrioli and a couple of the other people saying that people just want to be told what to do. And I remember looking at them like they were crazy. I'm like, no, they don't. People don't want to be told what to do. They want to make the decision and they want to choose it on their own. But I get it now. When it comes to starting this business and they know that you have made this business work, they want you to tell them what to do to duplicate what you just did. And if you throw out 12 Mega Pack selections for them and 15 different auto ship options and all of these different catalogs, you are going to paralyze them. So in the conversations that you've had with the person, you have to be confident enough to say, you know what, this is the CEO Mega Pack that I would recommend for the situation you're in. And this is the auto ship that comes with it. So that they don't have to look through all those. It's so confusing for a new person to have to decide, what's the difference between the Healthy Body Pack, Mega Pack, and the Biometrics or the Liver Pure, or there's so many different Mega Packs related just to the health. Just choose the one that you think fits the situation that's in and recommend that one for them and tell them, if I was you, this is what I would choose. And if you are not a CEO right now and you are looking to build your business, I highly recommend that you upgrade yourself to get to that CEO path, because there will be one of these people that says to you, what did you choose? And if you stand there and say, well, I chose a $10 option, then what do you think they're going to choose? Or when they ask you, well, are you on an auto ship? Well, are you on a club? And you go, well, what do you think they're going to choose? Whatever it is that you do, most of these people are going to want to duplicate. So keep that in the back of your mind as you're having these conversations. So now they said, yes, I want to do this. I want to be a preferred customer. I want to be a $10 person. I want to be a Mega Pack. I want to get the Mega Pack. Where do they go to sign up? Do you direct them to go to Longevity, or do you direct them to go to Heritage Makers? Always, always, always sign up on Longevity unless the person says they are 100% only coming into this business because they want to do digital scrapbooking. And if they're super adamant that they want nothing to do with anything else, then you can put them in on the Heritage Maker side. Now, either way, they're going to replicate across systems. So no matter what choice you make, it's not the wrong choice. They're going to show up on both sides and they can order from both sides. It's just a timing issue. When they join Longevity, they have access to every single product immediately. The second they say yes, they put their credit card in and they join, they're immediately going to get access to all of the Longevity products, including all of the Our Memories for Life products. And with the integration that happened in October, they should immediately have a Heritage Maker Studio account set up. They just log into the Heritage Maker Studio account with their Longevity user ID and password, and they can see their new Heritage Makers account. Now, there have been a couple glitches where it's not creating that, but for the most part, it's been working pretty sound. So if it doesn't, you can just call in and I'll fix it for you, but for the most part, it should happen automatically. Now, it does not create a Heritage Makers back office. You have to call that in if you need it. So the back office, I'm going to talk about it in a second on Heritage Makers, but just know that that is not automatically created. Now, on the flip side of it, if they join Heritage Makers, which is perfectly acceptable, it's just it takes a day or longer, especially over the weekend, like if you have somebody join over the holiday. If they joined on a Wednesday night, they didn't show up in the longevity side until Monday, which means the only things that they can order are traditional or digital scrapbooking supplies. So if that's all they wanted, and they might dabble in longevity at some point, then it's totally fine. But if they were looking to go across brands, they would have to wait, especially on a weekend. So that's why I say go to longevity first, because they'll always get your Heritage Makers account, because it will automatically replicate. Otherwise, they have to replicate from into the longevity system. And the other tricky thing is they're going to get a longevity ID number when it happens, but unfortunately, there's not an email that goes out to those people. So you as the upline are going to need to share their longevity ID with them, or else they're going to have to call in to get it. And the other tricky thing is they won't know what their password is. Their password's automatically created, but because the email is not set up to go to them, they don't know what their password is. So their first time logging in, they're going to have to do a password reset, which isn't the most professional looking situation. So if they go the other way, it's a little bit smoother transition. So anyone have any questions up till now? Go ahead and type it in if you do. Elizabeth is asking if there's still a Heritage Makers CEO kit. Yes, there is. You get 350 points with that, and you get a coupon for a canvas and a coupon for a purse, and then a couple other marketing pieces. And someone else is asking, if you sign up on Longevity and get a Heritage Makers account. Yes. So if you sign up on Longevity, you can get a Heritage Makers account with your Longevity ID, but you don't even need to do that anymore. It's supposed to happen automatically. But for somebody that signed up previous to this integration, if you were in Longevity and you don't have a Heritage Makers account, you can go in and there's a little link that says under sign up that says, you know what, I'll just show you. It's much easier to show you than to. So if you go to Heritage Makers, let me log out if I'm logged in. Okay, when you go to the Heritage Maker side, and if somebody already was in Longevity, like maybe they signed up 3 or 4 months ago and decided now that they want to make something, if you go to the sign up in the upper left, you'll see right here, it'll ask them if they're a Longevity member, and they can use this Longevity sign up form. And what this does is it connects the Heritage Makers and the Longevity accounts together. So, whoops. Sorry, my computer is lagging really slow right now. Then you put in your Longevity ID and your password, and it'll create you a Heritage Makers account. But just know that it's supposed to happen automatically right now, so only do that if it didn't happen. All right, let me see if there are any other questions. Karen is saying that I'm hard to hear on her phone, but I'm easier to hear with earbuds. So for any of you that can't hear me, apparently I break up on the phone, but I'm easier to hear with earbuds. I think I talk too fast, and that's why you guys can't hear me. And I try to slow down, but you know. Let's see. Kim says, with your Longevity HM account, is it basic or premium? They just give you a basic. when you sign up on the Youngevity side, they're creating a free account for you with no club. So you have to go in there and purchase a club if you want to upgrade to a club. So they're not going to, well, I shouldn't say that. I guess if you went in and you signed up on the Youngevity side and you bought a club on the Youngevity side, then you would get Premier access. But for the most part, just if somebody signed up, you know, like think of the different scenarios. If you met somebody that said that they were interested in essential oils, they might still want to make holiday cards. So they can sign up in Youngevity to do essential oils, but then they're going to have a Heritage Makers account so they can make their business cards, they can make their holiday cards, you know, or something like that. Okay, so this Heritage Makers back office, that does not get created automatically. Why would you need a Heritage Makers back office? If they are planning to share the Heritage Makers website and they want to change their username, so you know where you go to heritagemakers.com/ and then your username, if you want to be able to share that website with other people connected to your ID, you have to have a back office to do that because there's no way to do that if you're just a basic user. So that would be one reason. Now, that person I was just, example I was sharing, if you were somebody who joined because you were an essential oils user and you were going to run an essential oils business, you might just want your Heritage Makers account to create your own little business supplies, and you're not planning to share that with anybody. So you might not need a back office. And if you do, or you change your mind later, you can call in at a later time to get the back office. The other thing is, if you were going to create workshop orders, which those are going away at the end of the year anyways, so you know that's just for a few more weeks, but you need the back office to do that. If you need any of the forms that are in the HF library, you know, I'll log in because I wonder if any of you even know what I'm talking about right now. So I'm just going to go in here real quick, just log in and make sure that you know where I'm going. So when you log in, and I want you guys to also remember that now that they did this change, you should always log in with your ID, not with your email address, because there's a good chance that your email address is associated to more than one account, and that can really muck things up. So always log in with your ID. If you don't have the Heritage Makers back office, you will not see this link that says My Business. So anybody who's a preferred customer in Heritage Makers, or anybody that's a Youngevity distributor that did not call to get the back office turned on, will not have this link. Then when you click this link, this is where you would be able to edit your website to make those changes. You can see your membership report for everybody that's joined your club. And this is where the virtual office is to be able to get to the forms that I was just talking about. Now, nothing in here is updated at all related to your compensation report, so you should never look at anything in here for that. So Linda Gecki, you're saying that your account is showing basic. It's exactly what I just said. You have to log in with your ID number. It's happening to a lot of people. If you log in with your email address or a username, it's not connecting right. So log in with your ID number, that 6-digit number that starts with a 6. So if you come in here and you scroll down and you look at where it says the HM Photo Library or the Materials Library, this is going to show you all of the updated flyers. So I don't know if you guys knew that they were all here, but all of the different flyers, and they were just all updated not very long ago, so most of the information is really up to date in here. The large order card discounts are here, the price list for Heritage Makers and Our Memories for Life products, and you can see that a lot of these were updated just this month. So, not just this month, in November, or in December now. But that's what you get when you turn on the Heritage Makers back office. So if they're just a user of Studio, they don't need the back office. Let me go back to that one sec. And it's quite less confusing for them if they don't have one more place to go. So you don't need to set them up at the back office if they're not planning to sell heritage makers or to really promote heritage makers. Okay, a couple more questions. What did you mean that the workshop orders are going away? We had the host program in Heritage Makers where you could put a workshop in and you could give away host rewards. This is the last month for that. They're not going to continue with the host rewards program for Heritage Makers because there is not a host rewards program for any of the other brands. So they're discontinuing that. So through the end of the month. But yes, you can still set up preferred customers to get the 30% quick start when you have workshops and retreats. You just can't create an actual workshop in the back office, which some of you might not have even known that that was an option. It was quite confusing, and not very many people took advantage of it because there were specific ways that you had to order through the workshop interface. So sorry if I might confuse you more. So Elizabeth is asking about the HMCEO kit, and yes, we still have it, and you find it the same way, it's on all of our websites. It's just one of the choices to order. You can select the HM one or the Healthy Body or the oils or the makeup. Says you couldn't find it at Longevity with the other CEO kits. Okay, well, let's look right now while we're live. So let's go to, we'll look in the YYGY first. All right, let's see. I know before it wasn't listed in there. Oh, there it is right here. Heritage Maker CEO Mega Pack. So it is in there. $4.99. Hopefully that clarifies your question, Elizabeth. All right. So the next thing is sometimes people come in as a preferred customer like we talked about, and it could be the same day, it could be 2 weeks later, it could be a year later. They decide, okay, I really do want to be a distributor now. I realize that I love the products. I started sharing. People are really, it's being well received, and I think I want to do this. So to do that, there's a couple different ways you can do it. The fastest way that's immediate is they can go into Longevity and they can order, it's called the Adventure Pack on YYGY. Right when they're logged in, it's an instant upgrade. Their rank will change from TCUST to DIST immediately, or if they've already got a $100 order in, they're going to move up to an IND. So you can do that. The second option is you can call into Longevity to upgrade, and you can pay the $10.60 or whatever your tax rate is. Ours is 6% here in Michigan. But you can pay to upgrade right over the phone. I highly recommend you avoid calling Heritage Makers to do this. Even if they were a Heritage Makers distributor to start off with, I would still call Longevity, because Heritage Makers has to do that manual push to push the upgrades over from the Heritage Maker system to the Longevity system, and this doesn't even happen as frequently as the volume pushes. This generally happens about once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, and that can really impact your rank and your whole structure if you were needing somebody to be a distributor, or if that distributor was looking to get quick start bonuses, they're showing up as a preferred customer, then it gets a little mucked up in there. So I would avoid calling Heritage Makers on those and call right into Longevity, or go on and order the $10, it's called the Adventure Pack. I don't know why it's called the Adventure Pack, but you can do it on YYGY, or you can, I don't know why you can't do it on your back office. I tried to do that with somebody just the other day, and the $10 upgrade isn't showing up in the Longevity back office. It might have just been a glitch, but I know for sure it's on YYGY. All right, any other questions that anybody has about that? And I would also recommend, if you have a team of people, that you periodically go in there and you look to make sure that everybody's rank is correct. Because there's lots of times where their rank shows as TCUST and they should be a distributor. So we have a couple every month that don't realize that they didn't get switched over. So just periodically, go through and double check your people and make sure that the ranks are correct in there. All right, I'm just browsing to see if there's any other questions. So does it matter if they show up as both? No. You can have a distributor account and a preferred customer account in your name. However, it does get confusing, especially if you ordered with, or especially if you set it up with that same email address. So that's where it's so important to use your ID, because there's quite a few people that set up a preferred customer account and then just decided to go in and sign up as a distributor, and they didn't upgrade. They just went away straight in. And honestly, it's often better for you if they do that, because one of the things that happens is, let's say that you signed up as a preferred customer in March, and you got a quick start bonus on that person when they ordered in March, and in April, and in May, and in June, and then in August, well, you wouldn't get the quick start anymore, right? You get the quick start in March, but then they ordered again those other months to get the 8%. And then, like in August, they decide, I want to be a distributor. If they switch the $10 and they upgrade, they're past their 60-day window of being placed. So even though they're now a distributor, you can't place them because they've missed their window of placement unless you already did place them. But you may have placed them somewhere differently when they told you they just wanted to be a preferred customer than you would have placed them if they decided they wanted to be a distributor. And when they make that switch in their mind, they may completely change their buying structure. So as a distributor, they might be buying a lot more than they were as a preferred customer, so you're going to miss out on the quick start for that person as well. So if they decide in like their first couple weeks, yeah, I want to be a distributor, then call it in, buy the adventure pack, swap them out so they get to be a distributor. If they decide 6 months later, 9 months later, a year later, I would join them up a second time as a distributor and have them merge their Heritage Makers accounts. They can do that. You can call into Heritage Makers and give them the 2 ID numbers and say they need to be merged. And then they're like a brand new person. Then they can be placed anywhere on your team, and then they also are quick start, available for quick start as well. You just have to, like I said, be careful that they're logging in with the correct ID when they're placing orders. So hopefully that helps. All right. So the last slide is next week. I was talking to Sherry on the phone today. I don't think she's on here. I think she has something to do. But one of the things that we were talking about, I've had several calls where we've talked about, running this as a business and in the difference between the transfer purchases and, when you're, buying stuff that you were going to buy anyways, how you really can't count that as an expense of your business. But when I was talking to her today, she was telling me about a few of the things that she did when she was in Creative Memories to just keep herself on track, and the way that she set up her business checking account and how she paid herself back for purchases, and she had this whole system to try and show her husband how she really was making money and not just supporting her habit. So I'm going to have her hop on the call and do a training on how you really can in 2015 run this as a business and know how much you're making every month, because I'm definitely not the best person for this. I'm the numbers person when it comes to the comp plan, but everybody knows I'm not the money person when it comes to my checkbook. I'm one of the people that, is collecting money from people here and there and shoving it into my pockets, and at the end of the night I have no idea who handed me the 20 and who gave me this check and why people are paying me for what. So Sherry will be awesome at sharing with you how she structured her business so that she can track how much money she's making throughout the year and how much she's spending on personal purchases and how much you're spending on reinvesting into your business for things. And then also, just being able to generally know, wow, I can't really afford to go buy another storybook this month if I want to keep that $300 to pay for the gymnastics lessons. Because I think one of the biggest traps in this business is that it's easy for us to want a lot of stuff and to say, oh, I'm making so much money per month, and I'm going to buy those things that I want. But if you had a set amount that you wanted to earn from the business, you have to make sure that you earn that first before you buy the extra things that are the fun stuff. You know, I want to buy another lipstick, or I really want to get the peppermint cheer holiday packs for myself because I would love to go take a peppermint scrub and use the bath right now. Those are things that you have to make sure that you already have made the money that you need to pay your bills before you invest in those things. And it can be a trap to make it appear that you're not making money in the business. You are making money, you're just choosing to spend it on things that don't necessarily help your budget. Okay, so see if we have any last questions. So Barbara's saying, so quick start could be a double dip. Well, I guess you could call it a double dip. If they're a preferred customer and you're earning quick start on them and a year later they decide to join as a distributor and you re-sign them up, then yes, you'll get quick start on them again the second time around. And then, are you storing these webinar recordings anywhere? Yes. They're all, if you have liked the Team Ignite fan page. It's not a group, it's a fan page. And in order to get the notifications, you know, I'm going to show you guys that right now too. I don't have Facebook open, but let me show you where they are. If you go to Facebook, sorry, my computer's super duper slow. Any day now. Oh my word. Sorry. GoToMeeting sucks up so much bandwidth that when I try to do anything, oh, and now person's texting me. No, not right now. Sorry. Okay, when you come in here, you have to make sure that when you like it, you also pull down this little click that says Get Notifications so that you can get notified when I post something in here. But all of the webinars from all of the past are under the notes section. And they're all right here. So these are all of them. And if you don't want to watch them in GoToMeeting, I have a YouTube channel. So if you go to the YouTube channel, they're all in the YouTube channel too. Well, most of them are here. And if you find one that isn't here, just tell me and I'll upload it because they take a while to upload to YouTube. So sometimes I start one and then I forget and it doesn't finish. But I'm happy to upload. If you find one that's on GoToMeeting that I didn't upload here, just tell me what it is and I'll pop it in there for you. So you can watch it either way, YouTube or GoToMeeting. All right. Does anybody have any last questions? Otherwise, we'll end for today, and hopefully this helps you guys to understand a little bit more about preferred customers and distributors and how that whole thing works. Okay, thank you guys very much for being here, and I will chat with you next week.